Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you had a fantastic day. We caught a bunch of good trades today. Hope you guys did too. And let's go over those and let's see what is coming tomorrow. So tomorrow, well, today we expected to take Friday's high. You see, we didn't. We had an inside day here with NQ, so we didn't take Friday's low or high. But with this bullish ish candle here, looking like we're going to take Friday's high and then up to 24 January's highs here and put in a new all-time high here on NQ. So I do think the draw is still up here. Biggest thing today was we dug down into this volume imbalance, right? Where the bodies are not touching each other. There's a volume imbalance sitting here. Price digs into it and then obviously has a nice reaction from it. So that was where we bounced today. I'll show you where ES bounced here in a minute as well. That was also the culprit for us going back up today, and I'll show you uh, why I think the 4 hour and the hourly are showing us a little more higher going into tomorrow. So coming into today, what was the outlook, right? So the morning video, I mentioned what? I mentioned this 4 hour FEG. I was like, as long as we hold this, I think we're gonna push up to Friday's high. Obviously, we didn't get there, but what do you notice? We still held this 4 hour FEG. We came down. We tested this. Well, this would be your 4 hour order block. Came down, went into the wick a little bit, hit that daily volume imbalance. That's the big thing. Came on into this daily volume imbalance. And then the other big thing is big wick back up, right? Big wick up here to where we did not inverse this 4 hour. A very bullish sign. So going into tomorrow and overnight, the biggest I'm just going to be watching this 4 hour. So nothing's really changed here. Um, Friday's high is still going to be the target up here at 775. Just drawn a little weird here, but I still think we're drawn up there. It just makes the most sense so far. But I'm going to be watching this 4 hour, and then uh, later today or coming obviously today when we came down, we hit that daily VI, the volume imbalance. We hit the 4 hour order block I just showed you. We hit an hourly order block here. Um, uh, we made this hourly FEG. We made this hourly BPR, right? And I'm like, oh no, because we go up here. It's like, oh, we think we're going up to Friday's high. Market's like, no, we're gonna sweep these highs right here, and now we're gonna pull back. Why are we going to pull back? Well, because we formed an hourly FVG, an hourly BPR, because we inverse this. Makes it your BPR, your balanced price range. Um, what happens? We come back down to it. We tap it, and then market reverses. It reversed a lot more than what you see where we tapped into it here. We came back up, and then obviously came back down a little bit towards close, and now we're just chopping around here. But so I'm gonna watch this overnight, and I'm gonna be watching the 4 hour FEG. So if you see, we draw it around here. 4 hours is gonna be the thing to watch going into tonight and tomorrow. It's that simple. ES was the same thing coming into today. We had, let's see what the daily chart looks like on ES here. ES here, wow. Okay, this is pretty incredible. So I just now noticed this, but this is your daily order block here on ES, right? Look where ES bounced today. This is my initial reaction. I have not looked at the daily chart yet. I just looked at this. It just amazes me how and where price bounces from. It just shows you this stuff is not random. Bounced right off the top of the wick of this daily order block right here. So we hit this today. It makes sense because remember earlier in the morning I posted pretty much the same reason that ES came back to this hourly BPR here, right? I was like coming into today, I was like, oh no, well we have these hourly FEGs and 4 hour FEGs that don't get balanced. We tend to come back to them, before going higher, or they're gonna get filled at some point. So like this morning, I was like so last Friday we had this accumulation, manipulation, distribution back up, and then I was like, this looks like the exact same thing as Friday: accumulation, manipulation down, which makes sense, manipulation down to the hourly FEG, and then distribution back up to the top of the accumulation. So it's the same pattern played out twice, right? If we look at NQ, same exact thing. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Back-to-back days here. These patterns play out every single day on every time frame. You can go down to the 5 second time frame and see this play out because time is fractal, right? Um, but I was this explains why ES closed a little bit below here today. A lot of people might have got faked out like, oh, this closed below. This is what we kind of refer to as like a mohawk, where yeah, it closes below, but that's not a very convincing close. You want to see it close like low of the candle, way down here to be convinced that we're going here. But now that I see this, it makes sense. It makes sense that we came down a little bit more to tap into this daily order block because daily order blocks are pretty, and any order block is pretty much like a FEG. They don't like to go unfilled. They don't like to go untapped. Everyone wants their love, right? So it comes down, taps it. Candle just happens to close here. So we come down, we fill this, hit the daily volume imbalance, and then obviously we go back up. Same thing, and then the same thing. We leave an hourly FEG with like NQ did. Come back down. We test it. So tonight, watching this, and then you will notice looks like ES is going to close below this 4 hour. So this will be interesting here. However, still sitting with this 4 hour order block. I'm just going to watch this hourly then, since the 4 hour is going to close under. I'm going to watch this, see what kind of close we get underneath here. If it's convincing, then ES might be a little more bearish going into tomorrow, and we might have some uncorrelated markets. So just have to keep an eye on both of those. But that's I can't get over that daily order block right there. So with that, let's go over a couple trades we took today. So the first one was we knew we were coming down here, right? And we knew we could expect some kind of bounce. Also, I want to point out where we bounced today. We had an SMT, right? And SMT is where one takes low, one doesn't. Today we took this low right here on YM. We took Friday's low here, right? So we took Friday's low on YM. But if you notice, and remember what I showed you with the daily chart, Friday's low with NQ we did not take. Let's check out ES. Let's see, and then Friday's low with did not get swept on ES either. So that gives us our SMT, right? So YM takes the low, we can bounce because as long as one takes it, it's showing strength in ES and NQ because they do not want to go down and take this low. So it shows us that we can look for any kind of long position here. We know we hit that daily order block if you knew it, unlike me, but we knew we hit that hourly FEG. And we had the SMT, and we could look for a long position at any time. Um, beautiful reversal here. We caught, let's see, don't think we caught anything in here. But I did mention well, when I seen this, when you see this signature and price, right, you see like just strong 15, 5 minute candles down. You have to be careful shorting, especially way down here, right? Because of even if this is like a big sell model, because this kind of looks like a sell model, right, down to here. But we have the SMT, so we don't have to go down here, but you could expect some kind of 50% here, right, of some sort. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see if we go to 50%, and then maybe we get some kind of short setup back down to the lows, or maybe we get some kind of short setup down to this 50 minute. We can look for a long. We just didn't really get it. So I was like, well, we should go to 50%. I put it in chat. I was like, I'm expecting 46 to be hit here. It just makes sense to go back to premium before we go lower. But since we have the SMT, we don't have to. And as soon as we start to get displacement over this 15 minute here, we took a long position. Why do we take a long position? Well, we knew because that's the last big target, and then we knew we had equal highs sitting right here at 708. So we know we have equal highs sitting up here at 708. As soon as we start displacing over, we took a long position at around 680 or so. Yeah, around 680 or so. So up in here, see we start to displace over. Just want to get in, and then obviously we sold this little pump over the equal highs here up to 712, and then obviously a little pullback. We did take an ES long. We ended up just getting stopped at break even on that one, looking for the equal highs. Um, that NQ left here. Where were they? This is the hourly chart. We were looking for these equal highs right here because there's no wicks here. It's just two two bodies of the candle. So you see we swept those, and that's where we actually dumped from ES here. What was the next play we took? Let me see if I can find it here. So 7:15 ES. Um, so the next one was a 5 minute at 2 o'clock. So the 5 minute at 2 o'clock today would have been right here. So we took this one. We took so this one obviously closed above, then it closed back below, but we stayed in it. Why? Because of this. This is an incredible example of an order block and how order blocks, even if an inverse closes back under, how you can still manage and hold your position until you see that order block get respected. So disrespected. So we entered actually a little bit earlier than the inverse because of this. If so, we enter right here with this 5 minute OB. As soon as this candle closes over this candle, we can then enter like on the retest of it with a stop being a body close below 50% of this 5 minute order block wick. If you look, did we ever get stopped? No. Did we ever get the inverse before any of these like come down? No. So if any of these candles would have closed below the wick of this candle, it would have been a stop, and then you're looking at what it's a 8 point stop here instead of waiting for the inverse in a 5 minute candle to close back below. What do we know about order blocks? We know order blocks, if they form inside of an inverse, they usually end up inversing, and then we end up going up to the next high. So some people did get stopped to break even. Some people held. If you didn't get stopped, then you obviously held. And we trimmed up here at 7:23. And my mic muted there for some reason. Let's see. Where was the next one we took? The next one was this one's really nice. I just want to show you guys how you guys can use the order block wick to kind of like stay in your position and enter trades prior to the inverse actually happening. Um, so the last one of the day, we knew we took let's see, it would have been right here. Yeah. So we knew we took all these lows, right? We knew we took all these lows. We know we can look for a long position. Why? Because we had a purge of liquidity. So we're looking here, and we know we can look for some kind of long position. We did not take this one. Why did we not take this one? Yeah, we closed over, but if we go to the 2 minute chart, you notice the 2 minute closed over, did the 3 minute close over, it did close over. Why didn't we not take that? Oh, because I don't know why. To be honest, I guess I just didn't pay attention to it. But we ended up taking this one. We took this 1 minute inverse here. We entered on the close over here. We got in at 694, so we got in right in here. You'll see how this 1 minute inverse worked all the way. We never closed below it, which would have been our stop. So our stop was two points, and we did not get stopped. And we ended up trimming at 10 points at 704. I was also on the same thing on the same inverse. I was looking for 50% to sell the final, or I was looking for 50% as a target, and I was looking for 10 points to trim and go to break even. Also, we trimmed right here at 704 because we're running into this 5 minute fair value gap. So we know price should draw to here at least up to 704. Do we know if it's going to go past it? No. So that's when we go to break even, and then we trim, and then we take profits again at 709 at 50% because we know price can reject at 50%. We held here. We continued to hold because our stops were at break even, but if you look, our stops never came back and got hit, right? So then we end up, I think we took the rest up here at 720, I believe, because it happened to be, yeah, it was. So we trimmed at the next one, and this one turned out to be the best trim because why? 5 minute FVG sitting here, and You see, that's where we rejected. We trimmed it to 720, so we caught, 26 more points to end the day. So long video. Sorry, just a lot to go over, guys. I just love to show you guys the stuff and really enjoy it. So makes me excited to see like price action work and actually have an explanation for why price moves, why it does. And with that, hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.